Today I'm making one of my favourite desserts, a warm, flaky apple strudel. It's the classic Austrian treat, but this version is much quicker. No complicated dough, just simple ingredients and a shortcut that still tastes incredible. This recipe only needs a few ingredients. 1 large green apple, store-bought puff pastry, a bit of sugar, cinnamon and nutmeg. A squeeze of lemon juice to keep the apples bright, and a mix of egg and milk for the wash before it goes into the oven. In a classic Austrian strudel, the apples are always peeled. It gives the filling that soft, velvety texture you'll find in a proper Viennese version. But since I'm keeping things quick today, you can leave the skin on if you like a bit more texture. Either way works. The key is using a tart apple so the sweetness stays balanced. Now I'm cutting the apple into small cubes. It cooks faster this way and gives the filling a nice even texture. Traditionally, the apples are always sliced thin rather than diced like I'm doing, especially when the dough is stretched by hand. But since I'm using puff pastry, this shortcut works perfectly. I'm mixing the apple with sugar, cinnamon, nutmeg, and a squeeze of lemon juice. Classic strudel fillings often include raisins soaked in rum, toasted breadcrumbs, and sometimes a few chopped nuts. I had a little walnut filling in the cupboard, so I added that in. It gives the apples a nice bit of texture and a richer flavour. I'm using store-bought puff pastry for this. It's quick and easy, though it's a little tricky to manage when it's soft. So I definitely recommend using it when it's cold or thawing from being frozen. Now we're going to work our way down the pastry, cutting in even strips that are about 1 to 2 centimeters long on both sides. So these will form our braids, but you want to ensure you're leaving enough space in the middle of the pastry to be able to place the apple mixture. Now I'm placing the apple mixture down into the center of the pastry. In the original version, the filling would be laid onto thin dough and rolled carefully by hand. This one's a little more relaxed. Just spoon it through the middle, keeping a border on each side so we can fold and braid over the top. I'm folding the pastry strips over the apple filling one side at a time to create a simple braid. It doesn't need to be perfect. Once it bakes, the layers puff up and look beautifully rustic. Traditional strudel is usually rolled into a single long log, but I like this plaited version. It looks way more impressive than it actually is. Before it goes into the oven, I brush the pastry with a mix of egg and milk. It helps the layers turn golden and crisp as they bake. Classic strudel is brushed with melted butter instead, but both give that same beautiful sheen effect. I'm baking the strudel at 200 degrees Celsius or about 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 20 to 25 minutes until it's golden and flaky. Once it's cooled slightly, I slice the strudel and dust it with powdered sugar. I'm serving mine with a few blueberries today, but it's just as good with vanilla sauce, cream, or a scoop of ice cream. If you enjoyed this video, you can subscribe here on YouTube for more recipes, and if you'd like to go a little deeper, I share all my German, Austrian, and Swiss recipes over on Substack. You'll find the link below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.